Hey everyone, it's January 20th, and that means that if today is your birthday, you share it with serial killer Joel Rifkin, the only serial killer to be a plot line on the TV show Seinfeld. And that is him right up there. And as you can hear, I'm still 6. This is what I sound like. Too bad. Born to a young couple in 1959, Rifkin was given up for adoption and was taken in by a family on Long Island when he was just 3 weeks old. He suffered from an undiagnosed case of dyslexia as a child, doing poorly in school and getting picked on by classmates, though later IQ tests showed that he had a near genius level intelligence. Rifkin managed to see things through to graduate high school and then attended community college and SUNY for a while before dropping out and starting a landscaping business. He would frequent prostitutes in the New York area, spending what little money he made on them. His adopted father developed prostate cancer in the mid-80s and committed suicide in 1987 after a prolonged bout of painful treatments. After his father's death, Rifkin began to spend even more time with prostitutes and became obsessed with stories of violent murders, especially the Alfred Hitchcock classic Frenzy, which was about a serial killer in London. He was arrested that same year for soliciting a detective during a sting operation, which he hid from his mother and sister. He killed for the first time in 1989, picking up a prostitute, beating her to death, dismembering her body, and leaving her severed head on a golf course. Her head was found but not identified until many years later, which emboldened Rifkin, who decided to kill again, which he did somewhere between 9 and 16 more times. His next murder was a year later, and this time he placed body parts in buckets, filled them with cement, and dumped them in the East River. As he ramped up the frequency of his attacks, he used his landscaping business to disguise the disposal of his victims, driving their bodies around in the Mazda truck he used to haul around gardening tools. He sometimes took his victims back to the house he shared with his mother and sister. In early 1993, Rifkin killed for the final time and kept the corpse of his last victim in a wheelbarrow in his mother's garage for 3 days before heading out to dump the body. He loaded her up in his truck and headed out, but he had removed his license plate, which caught the attention of a police car. He didn't pull over when they lit him up, and instead led them on a slow-speed chase, crashing into a telephone pole 20 miles down the road. When police approached the truck, they noticed the horrible smell coming from the bed and were shocked to find a body beneath a tarp. During his interrogation, he confessed to the murder and said to detectives, 1 or 100, what's the difference? He then confessed to 16 more. When asked why he chose prostitutes, he replied, drug-addicted, disease-carrying vermin is the lie I told myself. They're easy because they travel a lot. They can disappear for months. He was convicted of 9 murders in 1994 and sentenced to 203 years in prison, becoming eligible for parole in 2197 when he would be 238 years old. In November of 1993, Elaine on Seinfeld dated a character named Joel Rifkin, with the storyline centered around her trying to convince him to change his name. One of her suggested names that wouldn't be associated with murder was OJ, and just 6 months later, OJ Simpson was arrested in the killing of his ex-wife. If this is your birthday, hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know what his birthday is today, send him this video so you can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Joel Rifkin, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.